After more than a century, we are descending toward the legendary Titanic. The first glimpse reveals the Titanic's iconic bow, resting silently on the ocean floor.
Time, salt water, and bacteria have slowly consumed nearly every piece of exposed steel.
Look at the life on this reef. I've reached the upper skylight.
Copy that. Proceed with caution.
Inside the Titanic, every movement stirs over a century of undisturbed history.
Every meter inside reveals another chapter of a ship that has rested here for over a century.
These silent corridors once echoed with conversations from passengers on their first voyage.
Personal belongings still rest where time left them.
Nature and time have reshaped every corner of the ship.
Even the smallest object reminds us that every passenger had a story. Our exploration continues deeper into one of history's most famous shipwrecks. Some belongings remain exactly where their owners left them over a century ago. Time erased almost everything, yet traces of ordinary lives still remain.
Each artifact silently tells a story that history can only partly remember. Nature has claimed every corner of the Titanic, turning tragedy into an underwater ecosystem.
The deeper we go, the quieter history becomes.
This luxurious lounge, Invurious Lounge, once welcomed the wealthiest passengers aboard the Titanic.
Music has long faded away, leaving only silence beneath the Atlantic.
Even after more than a century, fragments of daily life remain untouched.
Every cabin tells a silent story, without speaking a single word.
Some of the smallest discoveries leave the deepest impression.
Nature has transformed the Titanic into one of the ocean's largest artificial reefs.
Beyond this point, the darkness hides even more of the Titanic's forgotten history. This magnificent dining hall once served hundreds of passengers beneath brilliant electric lights. Only fragments remain of meals shared during the ship's brief voyage.
Time has transformed this place into a silent underwater archive.
Here, meals were prepared around the clock for thousands on board.
Even the storage rooms tell stories of a voyage that never reached its destination.
Luxury still lingers in the smallest details of the wreck.
Every corridor leads deeper into a place where history rests undisturbed.
Behind these sealed passages, much of the Titanic remains forever hidden. We are entering the engineering heart that once powered the world's most famous ocean liner. These colossal engines once drove the Titanic across the Atlantic with extraordinary power.
Look at the growth on these pipes. Look at the growth on these pipes.
Tube worms are everywhere.
Every passage reveals another layer of engineering preserved beneath the sea.
Here, advanced turbine technology helped propel the Titanic on her maiden voyage. More than a century beneath the Atlantic has transformed industry into an underwater monument.
Beyond these corridors lie the boilers that once generated the steam powering this great ship.
Our journey now continues into the Titanic's vast boiler rooms, where thousands of tons of coal once fueled her engines.
These giant boilers once generated the steam that kept the Titanic moving across the Atlantic.
Each boiler required constant work from crews who labored day and night. Thousands of tons of coal were stored here to fuel the ship's journey. Every structure now bears the marks of time, pressure, and the deep sea.
Scotland Road connected much of the ship, linking crew spaces and lower deck areas. Many sealed compartments have remained untouched for more than a century.
Below us, even more of the Titanic waits in silence, hidden beneath layers of history.
These modest quarters were once home to the crew who kept the Titanic running every day. This simple dining area served hundreds of crew members throughout the voyage.
Fresh bread was baked here each day before the disaster changed everything. These storage rooms once held enough supplies for thousands of passengers and crew. Thousands of letters crossed the Atlantic aboard the Titanic, but many never reached their destination. The cargo holds still protect countless forgotten objects beneath the sea. The deeper we travel, the more the Titanic feels like a forgotten underwater city.
Thousands of letters crossed the Atlantic aboard the Titanic, but many never reached their destination.
We are now approaching the stern, where the ship suffered its most violent destruction.
Unlike the bow, the stern was torn apart as it plunged toward the ocean floor. These shafts once transferred thousands of horsepower from the engines to the propellers. One of the largest propellers of its time now rests beneath nearly 4 kilometers of ocean.
The seabed around the stern is filled with fragments scattered during the ship's final moments. More than a century later, the Titanic remains a powerful reminder of human ambition, innovation, and the lives forever connected to this historic voyage.
Every piece of debris tells part of a story that changed maritime history forever. Even the smallest relic reminds us that history is preserved in silence. After more than a century beneath the Atlantic, the Titanic has become part of the ocean itself.
The sea has reclaimed this great ship, but it has never erased the memory of those who sailed aboard her.
The Titanic rests in eternal silence beneath the North Atlantic, not as a forgotten treasure, but as a solemn memorial to the more than 1,500 lives lost on 15 April 1912.
Though the ocean has changed her forever, her story continues to remind the world of human ambition,
Courage, sacrifice, and the enduring power of remembrance. Our journey ends here, but the legend of the Titanic will never fade.